problem. Welcome to Axel's Garage. Today we're out here with our new purchase, and it's a 2004 Chevy Trailblazer, new to the fleet here at Axel's. It's got about 102,000 miles on it, LT model, a decent amount of options, leather, sunroof. We like it. You know what happened? We sold that 03 Yukon XL, remember the blue one that we were working on for a while? Well, we sold that, and as the guy pulled away with it, my wife started crying. Because that was the car that she used to shuttle the kids around everywhere, and she just loved it. But it was just too big. We didn't need so many big vehicles. We have a lot of them. We didn't need so many big vehicles. And it was just getting old, to be quite honest with you. 181,000 miles on it. And an 03. This in 04, in really nice shape, with only 102,000 miles on it. And it's a little smaller, more of what we need for the zipping around that she does. So this is her new blue truck. We're going to call it Mini Me. Anyway, we get it home, put a tank of gas in it. I did treat the oil that was in it and the fuel that was in it to a seafoam treatment because I'm going to dump that oil later today. We've only had it about a week now. But she started driving it now. She started driving it to work every day. It's only a mile each way. It really doesn't warm up fully. And she, did a couple of errands. But we had a check engine light come on, and when that check engine light came on, it was a P0410 or 410 code, which is the secondary air injection system, is what they call it for GM, SAIS, secondary air injection system. So I cleared it out, see if it would come up again, and sure enough, in 2 or 3 more days, it came back up again. So now a little research tells us that that secondary air injection system, what it does is it blows air into the intake mixed with some exhaust gas to reburn that unburnt fuel to lower emissions for only 30 seconds at a cold startup. How much emissions is only going to reduce running for 30 seconds, but that's the way it's designed. It only operates for 30 seconds on a cold startup. We're there about 30 seconds. And the intake air temperature has to be, below a certain amount, and the engine coolant temperature has to be between a certain amount and a certain amount for the system to activate, but that's what it is. And the only way to troubleshoot it is with a dead cold engine. So the system itself has, and this is a common problem for Trailblazers, Envoys, that Buick that sort of looks like this too, Rainier I think it is, or something like that. But whatever other vehicles, I think this is a GM 360 platform, so they all have this secondary air intake system problem. It's a known problem, 410 code. So what you have in the system is you have 3 fuses, 54, 55, and 56, all have to do with this secondary air induction system, or whatever it's called. So 3 fuses. So the first thing we're going to do is check those fuses. The engine's cold. So after checking those fuses and verifying that we're good, what we want to do is that the system itself has an air pump and a check valve. So you could have that check valve get stuck open or closed. You could have that air pump either not working, the motor going bad. You could have the pump working and it's just not pumping air because the fan or the impeller went bad. Or you could have a problem with the relay that controls it, the fuses that control it, and a lot of people say that there is a corrosion hazard with regard to the connector right below the pump or the relay that controls the pump. They say that connector corrodes, and sometimes you get a bad connection there. Those are the components of the system. You could also have an issue with the system itself, cracked hoses, so you got to check your hoses for cracks, and they claim that for some reason, I guess the condensation in the exhaust, you get a lot of condensation buildup in there, and sometimes it's filled up with water, and the water freezes, and we have had some freezing temperatures here, and the water freezes, creates a clog, and you need to flush some of that water out, or clean it out, blow it out, lube it up. We'll see. We're going to check the fuses first, and then we're going to go from there, and I'll point out where everything is if I can find it. Never been under the hood of this thing since the day we bought it, when I gave it the once over, and we'll check that stuff out. Right, so under the hood in the fuse panel, or however you call it, the fuse relay center is what they're calling it now. You have what did I say, 54, 55, and 56. So if you look in your little key code here and you find your 54, 55, and 56, your 54 is a mini fuse, and that one checked out okay. All right. Your 56 is a big guy. It's called the J case fuse, 60 amp right here, and that one's okay. And then you have, it was 54, and then you have your 55, which is right here, and that's the air solenoid. So what I did was I swapped out the air solenoid right here at number 55 with the air solenoid right here, which is number 43. And 43 is your high beam relay. So now what I'll do is I'll see if the high beam relay works. If the high beams work, then I know that relay was good, and I have to keep looking elsewhere. So I'll check that. All right, so I turn my high beams on. Remember, turn your headlights on when you turn the high beams on, because they won't the system won't activate without the headlights being on. My high beams work. So I know that this is not my problem. So I can button this back up, and we can start to look elsewhere. Alright, so now your first step in the system right here is going to be your check valve. I believe it's about a $60 part. Goes into the exhaust manifold, comes up over here, got a hose coming out of the back, and the electrical wiring going into the top back. And then over here you have your air intake hose, okay? And that one, they pretty much snap on. They have these little things, you pinch them. See how this plastic piece going around it, you pinch where it's knurled, which is 180 off from the plastic straps. You pinch it and then you just wiggle it down and it comes right out. Alright, so they're saying that a cold start right now, you should hear exhaust coming from this check valve, and there should be air blowing out of this one here. So let me start it up and take a feel. This back hose, and I only feel like a little bit of suction coming out of this hose. So something's definitely not working. Not sure exactly where. So what they say to do, just to give it a shot, is to just give this a couple taps, because maybe that valve is stuck in there. Like I said earlier, they seem to condensate a little bit on the inside, and people have reported when they pull these hoses apart, water comes out. Let me drop that one down and see if anything comes out. No water in that hose. Hoses seem to be in decent shape. Don't see any obvious breaks in them. This one, it looks like there's a little moisture in it, but really not much. No, if I put it straight down, nothing's coming out. So they say, give it a tap there and spray some WD-40, and specifically WD-40 in the vacuum hoses to see if they will push into that check valve or the pump and loosen up what could be stuck. I think that's a band-aid fix if it actually works. There's probably something malfunctioning, and I'm going to have to look a little bit further. But I'll give it a shot. Alright, so I'm going to Alright, so did a little tapping, checked the fuses, sprayed some WD-40 in, connected the hoses. All the hoses, like I said, look like they're in good shape. I reset the code now and drove around for a couple days to see if that code comes back. The reason why they say to use WD-40, not just any kind of lube, is because of its water displacement characteristics. A lot of times it's water getting in the system that's screwing everything up. So the WD-40, it's water displacement 40. So it's not only is it a lube, but it displaces moisture. So that's the reason for the WD-40. I really don't think it's going to work. I think the light's going to come back on. But we'll see. While I'm under changing the oil, I'll see if I can follow that harness down to where the relay or solenoid where it connects for the power going to the pump the air pump that is, and a lot of times they say that's corroded. So if I can find where it is from underneath, I really have no idea where the wires are until I crawl under it for the first time. So I'll take a look. If it's easy to get to, I'll take it apart, clean all the contacts, put it back together, and see if that gives us any change as well. And I'll let you know. So that's it today. Troubleshooting the P0410 code. We definitely will do a follow-up and let you know if it was fixed, if we're still searching, and there'll be another video following up on it. Hope you enjoyed the video today. If you did, give us a thumbs up. And if you like what we're doing here at Access Garage, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And as always, thanks for watching.